Welcome to part 4 of the SQL tutorials. This is Kel from Lacking Adventure, and today we're going to talk about update statements. So, what is update statements? They are essentially what you're going to update. So, yeah, isn't that ironic? It does exactly what it says. If we wanted to update any particular item in this table, or like an entire column, we could, and that's what we're going to end up doing here. So, so last time we ran over insert statements, and before that we went over select statements. And this, we're just going to run this again to make sure we're at the right set of data. Okay. And what if I wanted to say that, okay, well, Sally moved. Well, actually, we're going to say that this is not really Sally. And since they're both the same, we're going to have some way of identifying her. So if I said, you know, it's Sally that lives on 12 Front Street, it's not really Sally, it's Jim. Okay? Well, the only way I could, if I said, you know, those two things, well, it would qualify for both these two. So let's try and see what we can identify as people. So if I want to say where name is equal to Sally, well, I'm going to get those, I'm going to get that. If I said and, say address is equal to 12 Front Street, well, obviously that would do exactly what you think. They'd all apply. So really what I would have to do at this point is to identify it based on ID. It's our unique identifier to find her. So is equal to 4. Alright. So with that, we can actually do an update. So what is update? So what are we going to do? We're going to update something. So we're going to say update, and it's going to be in a table. Okay, well, what are we going to update? We're going to update a table, and then we're going to set some values. So we're going to set name equal to, come up with a, I don't know why this was the first female name that came to my mind. Go ahead and change this to our dbo.tablenames. Okay. Now, if I were to do this right now, what would happen? Well, it doesn't have a qualifier. It doesn't have anything that says where we're supposed to update. So you'd think it wouldn't update at all, which is completely incorrect. What it would actually do is it would go through every single row in the table and name everybody named Darlene. So we don't really want that. So we're going to add in our qualifier. That basically says where, and we're going to use our ID is equal to 4 from before. And we're going to go ahead and take this guy and throw it down below so it will actually show up afterwards. Okay? So we're going to update, and then we're going to select it all again, and we should see the updated table. So let's go ahead and hit that. Now, so notice it updated on ID is equal to 4. It's now Darlene. So Darlene and Sally now live together. But we're going to say that Sally's going to move. So we're going to go over here and we're going to change this to 5. Why? Because that's where Sally is. So, but she's not changing her name. She's going to change her address. And what is she changing it to? She's moving next door. But she's also changing her phone number. She doesn't like Darlene that much. So we separate it with a comma. And we're going to say phone is equal to, there you go. So if I wanted to add more and say change the email, I just add another comma, and then the column is equal to the new value. Simple, right? So let's go ahead and run this. Boom, look at that. Sally now has moved and changed her phone number. Okay. So that's essentially update statements. And yeah, hopefully this has been informative, and if you have questions, go ahead and shoot me an email, and it'll be in the description below. And I'll see you next time.